Ready, start. Mr. Deputy Chairman, Sir, I rise to support the General Budget 2015-16 as it is pragmatic, progressive, and pro-poor. The Honorable Finance Minister, while presenting the budget, has fairly estimated the major challenges ahead of the Indian economy like falling agricultural income, decline in manufacturing sector, creation of more jobs, insufficient infrastructure, control of fiscal deficit, measures to curb imports and steps to boost exports. Sir, to meet these challenges, the Honorable Finance Minister has given top priorities to agricultural sector and thus Pradhan Mantri Gram Sinchai Yojana is aimed at irrigating the field of every farmer and improving the water efficiency. To support the agro sector further with a special focus on small and marginal farmers, the Rural Infrastructure Development Fund has been set up in NABARD. In all, a target of rupees 8.5 lakh crores of rural credit during this year has been set aside to support the farmer community through banking sector. While welcoming the above measures, I would suggest that agricultural practices adopted in a country like Israel be followed in our country to maximize agricultural and horticulture production. Sir, the increasing number of suicides by farmers in Maharashtra is a matter of grave concern. Unseasonal rains in the last couple of years have damaged ready to harvest crops. The root cause of this devastation is drastic climate change and global warming. This has caused a series of severe droughts on the one hand and unseasonal rains and hailstorms on the other. Unless a true scientific study is done to check the vagaries of nature and long lasting remedial measures are undertaken, rural economy in general and the agricultural sector in particular will keep deteriorating at a faster pace. In the meantime, a substantial financial package should be given to all the states affected by unseasonal rains to help the farming community who have lost their crops in the Rabi season. Sir, so far as the manufacturing sector is concerned, it is a matter of concern that it is declining. The exports have also remained stagnant. It will certainly have a cascading effect on the health of the economy and it will result in decline in the employment opportunities. In this budget, the Honorable Finance Minister has given a thrust on Make in India concept to boost the manufacturing sector and create jobs. India is one of the youngest countries in the world with more than 54% of the total population below the age of 25. Honorable Prime Minister has explained how Skill India program needs to be closely coordinated with Make in India. I welcome the proposal to set up National Skill Development Mission through the Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship. The state of Maharashtra has a sizable youth population that needs skill development programs at district and taluka levels, and especially thrust should be laid on tribal areas of North Maharashtra and Vidarbha region, which is an underdeveloped area. Small time manufacturers, hard-working entrepreneurs who have difficulties to access formal systems of credit have been greatly supported with the creation of Micro Units Development Refinance Agency Bank. These measures will greatly increase the confidence of young, educated, or skilled workers, mainly belonging to SC, ST, OBC categories, to a great extent. Similarly, for MSME sector, measures like establishing an electronic trade receivables discounting system for financing trade receivable of MSME to improve liquidity in the sector is a good step. Sir, presently our infrastructure does not match our growth ambitions as there has been no significant progress on the infrastructure front in the last decade. Honorable Finance Minister has increased outlays on both roads and gross budgetary support to the railways, creating a national investment and infrastructure fund to raise debt in an appropriate manner and in turn invest as equity in infrastructure finance companies is a welcome step. Sir, controlling fiscal deficit has become a challenging job for the government. Nevertheless, the Honorable Finance Minister is firm on achieving the medium target of 3% of the GDP in the next 3 years, anticipating increase in the public investment. With the economy improving, the pressure for the accelerated fiscal consolidation has decreased. Coupled with this drastically reduced fiscal space, uncertainties that implementation of the GST will create likely burden from the report of the 7th Pay Commission have really compelled the central government to keep the fiscal deficit at 3.9% for the current year. Nevertheless, to keep up the spirit of cooperative federalism, the Honorable Finance Minister has devolved a 42% share of the divisible pool of taxes to states as recommended by the 14th Finance Commission, a hoping bonanza increase from 32% to 42% this year in the share of the states is commendable. Stop.